Look at this for parking, look. Look at that there. Oh, beautiful. We're getting a lot of use out of the longboard these days, but I had to drop off Laura at the hairdresser's and I need to go get my hair cut too. Trying a new hairdresser's at the other side of town as well. I was just going to like longboard or cycle into town myself, but she would needed to bus in and then bus out, so we drove it. Basically, glorified taxi driver at this rate. Quickly heading back to the car to move the things off the back seat. Started using the car for a lot of things we wouldn't have previously used the car for. This, to be fair, we would have always driven for, but we need to stop doing that. This route is like far from ideal for longboarding, but it's worth it for the bits that you can, you know? This trip, it's all either like too busy or too hilly, you know? Much better now, just gotta try and find a nice way back. I'm trying to be a smart ass and trying to dodge all of the hill, and I'm like, it's not gonna work, Jamie. Give up, go back on yourself, you fool. Just realised I'm basically going in the exact opposite direction. Oh, oh, that's lovely. Trying to make a conscious effort to vlog more this weekend. Oh, top of the hill. If you're walking, so you're already on the curb, right? I would imagine that someone coming towards you would then like move inwards to let you past. No, not people in Bristol. Bristol aren't like that. They'll just carry on walking until you go in the road. Otherwise, I've picked up Bobba. She's behind me, as you can see. She's got a haircut too. Looks very nice. She caught up with me on the bit that I can't longboard on. So now the bit that I can longboard on, I've got to go slow because she's with me. She's on the phone to her sister. I feel like Pied Piper or something. I'm just like leading her with me. Just changed my brake lights and look at that like star thing. I've never used a screwdriver that's like starry before. Luckily my cool ratchet screwdriver has one, but otherwise I'd have been screwed. It always surprises me like how not very bright these things are. It's like as soon as you've put it in here where there's like a fuckload of mirrors and stuff, it's a lot brighter obviously. Just gotta show off my cool as hell screwdriver, look. See, you screw it like that normal, that takes some time, but look. Oh yes, so fucking manly, boys. That's all done. Half done the wash, though I got bored doing putting away the washing. Also, I've exported all of my time logs. I used to log my time with an app called Swipe Times, which I quite liked on thingy, mainly because it integrated with Google Calendar, which was quite nice. I have now migrated all of those things using CSV files and had to edit them all. It was good fun. Into an application called Toggle, which I now use to time my stuff at work. I'm going to start using it to time my own project stuff as well, so it's all in the same place. So that's all. God, my hair's so like, it's like a wax. I always use gel. Wax always makes my hair feel like it's rock, basically. So yeah, that's all that now. That's in there. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to investigate using something called Zapier in order to integrate with the APIs of all the respective things that I'm using. What I want to be able to create tasks for myself and check code in against tasks in Visual Studio Online. That's a bit of a pain because Visual Studio Online doesn't have like it doesn't have a mobile site, let alone like a mobile app or ways to do it on the move, and I think that's when I'm most likely to do it, when I'm like on the bus and stuff like that. I essentially want, for those of you who've used task management software before, is Asana, but with all of the code integrations of Visual Studio Online. So I am kind of setting up my own, well, I've migrated my time and stuff. I'm going to try and see if I can set up Zapier to hook this into my Google Calendar, because I like being able to see it in my Google Calendar. It might get a bit annoying that I see my work stuff in there as well, but anyway, that's by the by. That's manageable. And then what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try, because I want to use Asana, I'm going to try and hook up Asana so that it can integrate with Visual Studio Online, and then basically, whenever I do programming, codey stuff, I use Visual Studio Online. So all of the code goes through Visual Studio Online already, job done. The tasks at the moment are all in Asana because it's easier to add them to it. It's just like a simple web thing or like a phone app and stuff like that. I can just add it there and edit it when I need to. But there's no link between the code and the things. I'm going to try and use Zapier in order to generate that link. Anyway, Laura's woken up after however long of being asleep, so I think it's dinner time. Basically, I just want the quickest, most lightweight way of prioritising the tasks that I need to do and then making sure that I spend enough time on it but not also too little time or too much time. That's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm trying to get all of the stuff kind of like automated and out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. Yep, bank holiday weekend. Also, all these cars here, they're going that way because there are no parking spaces. Everyone in Bristol has come to IKEA today. Bloody hell, it's around. We only want a chopping board. We're literally going to spend more time queuing here than we did in the rest of IKEA. But look at that mother trucker. That is so much better than our old one. Always need a big heavy chopping board. Previously we had this one, which is a bit smaller. But randomly, recently, the washing we had some breakfast, this is hard to show you. But since it's been, for some reason, don't know why, it's all of a sudden become like really loose and really slippy, and it like spins. It never used to. If you put it upside down, it's a bit more stable, but we had to get rid of it because it does. It's not as fucking heavy as this beast. This chopping board is not going anywhere. It's rock solid. It's so heavy. Otherwise, I'm having the joy of watching Formula 1 while laboriously filling out Visual Studio Online tasks instead of actually getting work done. Basically decided I'm going to have to give up on Asana. I might be able to use it for other things, but I'm going to have to put it all in Visual Studio. It's quite nice because I'm detailing all the information that I need to know, so I'm thinking about it ahead of time. I'm like, at the moment I'm filling in a user story for generating a results file, which is nice and simple, but you have to go through, there's like a lot of detail, and I've got to think about how the tasks work instead of just like actively do it as I go. But it's going to be good because I'll be able to see what's important and what needs doing. I'm trying to translate everything from Asana into that at the moment. I feel like, oh god, that's slow. I feel like this bird is like staring me out, but it looks really pissed. And it's just staring at me. Look at it, look how angry it looks. Bit of a pain in the arse populating this VSTS with stuff. But one of the main things that I've decided is I kind of have like phase 1, which is for phase 1 of the product, where I'm like kind of putting tasks into there. I then have like a outside of that, so outside of phases that are ready to be put into whatever phase that's necessary, and I still kind of have Asana. I haven't like pushed everything over. I'm planning on using Asana for like really scrappy stuff that I want to remember or look into. I know it's a problem trying to like share it around, but that is my plan of attack at the moment. Yeah, I think I need to slowly migrate things over into TFS rather than kind of sit and do it all in one go. I obviously need to put most of the big stuff over. It's just a lot of admin, you know? That's not what I get into it for, but it's good to keep an eye on everything and make sure you're doing stuff right and check everything into. It kind of makes sense now. I'm like the iterative stage rather than the build it all up so you've got a golden thread stage. Otherwise, we've had a lovely evening. We headed on out. We went to my old neck at Woods where I used to live, and we went down onto that road. Me and Laura went into First Pub, got a drink for about an hour on our own, and then Beth and Ben rocked up. They had a drink, and then we went down to the next pub down to have some lunch and another drink, and it was great just to go out and have a chat. Me and Laura have been basically saying that like we're really busy now, but basically young professionals, like where every day of the week is like chock-a-block of stuff. What we should do is just go out every now and again and just like have a drink in a bar. Because like when you're in a bar, you like chat about stuff that you don't normally get a chance to talk about. Because obviously here you don't have to talk. You can just watch TV or go on your laptop and all this kind of stuff. When you're in a bar, you have to talk about stuff, and then you start talking about things that you wouldn't talk about at home. So we start talking about like stuff to do with Laura's things, my stuff at work, and all that kind of malarkey. Really good fun. And then Beth and Ben rocked up. Jolly good fun times. We're going to bump into them again tomorrow because we need to take Beth's birthday present, which we've been sat on for ages, and we keep forgetting it. We were going to take it with us today and forgot. Not good. Yes, it's been a good day. Otherwise, bank holiday tomorrow. We've got another day off. Whee! Cool, blimey. That there is some rain. It's been thundering too. Got up this morning, a bit like yesterday, we kind of got annoyed about how sunny it was, despite the fact that we've been told numerous times by the weather forecast that it's going to be slamming it down with rain. Otherwise, we've just been chilling. Today, I have been doing some more planning. I've planned in a couple more things that I want to get done on my project. I've made some stuff. So what I've kind of got now is I've kind of got Asana, which is kind of like a bit like a glorified to-do list, but not planned. So it's just things that I want to get around to at some point, not necessarily things that I'm going to get around to anytime soon. I then have, in Visual Studio Online, I know this is complicated, I have things that I'm not committed to for phase 1. So things like I want to use this kind of analyzer in my code base. Things like adding validation to certain things, adding different frameworks I want to use, like Fluent Validators and Mappers.
they're outside of phase 1, so they're not necessarily like ready to go in, they're just things I want to look at doing in the future. At the moment I have 3 stories. Firstly is getting out a results file, like actually getting one out onto the file in text form, and then I have the logging stuff. Those are the things that I am focusing on. I also think I've just finished that task, so actually I can press stop on that timer, I believe, because I'm going to be changing task. I'm trying to get like a much better like workflow. I have a separate branch now to do all of my work in, so that I can do different things at different times instead of like continually stepping through doing the main stuff. I've got like the plumbing down, so I can afford to do this kind of like broader approach where I start to attack certain things that add a certain amount of value to things. It's got to be said, it's absolutely mental that it's Monday today and not Sunday. Looked out shopping, we've done all our normal jobs and stuff, and I'm ready to go to work tomorrow, but it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. I've just stayed up late. Normally I'd like to go to bed early on a Sunday and get like a nice run into the week, so to speak, but essentially like I got some... Laura went to bed and I'm like, I'm going to stay up because it's Monday and I should stay up late on a Monday in order to get work done. Whew. Yeah, I've been watching snooker and I've been doing some work. The way that my new timer app works, previously I just kind of had a button. I pressed a button, it's like, okay, starts counting. Basically a big glorified stopwatch, which you can then like put it on a graph. And it would just be like logged against the project rather than like against specific tasks. Now I'm logging it against the project, the tasks, and then like some tags like planning or whatever that I've set up. And it's so much better because like it's not better yet, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. It's so much better to be like kind of directed at doing a specific thing. I'm like, right, if I go, I just kind of want to do this bit now, then I can't just do this bit now, because I'm not allowed. That's not the task, that's not the thing I'm timing at the moment. I'm timing something else. So I can't sit and do that thing, so I either need to raise a task for it, or see if it will fit in with this task. And I think that kind of like restraint and control is something that is going to be difficult to get used to, because I haven't had it for a long time. It's obviously something I have at work, but at work I'm not in control of the things that we do anyway. Well, to a certain extent. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot more restricting, and that's probably a good thing. It means that instead of me spending 3 days refactoring something, I have to create a task for it, put it in the backlog, and then prioritise it when it gets ready, which would be much better than doing this. And basically, because I'm running this timer app, then that's the thing that stops me doing it. But yeah, in short, I'm pretty happy. It's going well, it's good stuff. Oh man, but yeah, back to work tomorrow I guess. It's gonna be another weird week, by the way. Another very strange week. We're very busy all of a sudden. Next week we get a quiet week, but busy weekend. But this week is busy. So it's gonna be a weird one again. We'll see, basically. But I'm trying to like properly throw myself into work. I've got a lot of time to do my own stuff, even though we're busy. Laura's busy mainly and I'm not, so it means like I really want to make the most of all of the time I've got. I've been kind of a little bit lapsed recently with my project because I've like kind of finished a big chunk of it and I'm now like preparing to do this iterative approach. Now I've got the like framework up and running, I should just be able to just chip away. So yeah, I'm going to hit the ball rolling. Mr. Productivity is moving back in. One of them really strange days today where like it's cold, but it's also really hot. Like, you know when it's like clammy hot? Like humid, but it's cold. It's really strange. So I'm only really talking to you now. I don't really have anything to say, I'm just trying to take my mind off how much I need a wee. Good lord. Home. Out of breath. I literally got home. Dinner was being put on the table, well kind of being put on the table, it was stir fry, it was nearly done. Quickly got changed, ate dinner, finished dinner, walked into here, and then we headed on out on the bikes to go and run the bikes down to the shop we bought them from in order to get a service, because they'd like a 6 week service or whatever it was. We bombed it down there, like you couldn't do that quick in a car. We were fucking flying. That's the first time as well I've started to notice, like you can tell the difference between that and my old bike. My old bike was like a proper downhill, it was a racing mountain bike rather than just like a normal mountain bike or a hybrid. And like bombing through the park down this like hill where there's like
twitches and brambles and bumps and stuff. That's like the first time I've properly noticed the difference between like not having hydraulic brakes and not having like proper suspension and all that kind of stuff, or not having thicker wheels, etc. I took them to the shop, turned around, got them sorted, paced back, and then literally Laura paced back to the flat ahead of me, and then I waited outside to pick the key off her because she's taking the car and she's going off to go and socialise with Beth, and they're doing some kind of like trampolining exercise session. She'll make it in plenty of time, but it's been pretty fucking go. Haven't sat down since I got home. It's also insanely humid. It's really like close and really warm, but not necessarily warm. It's quite strange. Like the air's warm, but it isn't. Best thing is, it's more or less same again tomorrow when we go and pick them up. Except it's more likely that tomorrow I'll pick them up one by one. God damn it. Watch. It's bedtime and I'm going to end my video here, ladies and gentlemen, because otherwise I can foresee it going on a little bit too long, you know? Also, today's been a pretty crazy day. So, right, let me fill you in on a whole thing. So, we had a bit of an episode. Basically, Laura left here about 7:10-ish, so that she could go trampolining with Beth. It's like some kind of fitness trampolining malarkey. She goes, I do the washing up, I do a bit of tidying, I make my sandwiches, I'm just like watching Hearthstone videos and whatnot, as I do, just chilling, basically. I'm not trying to, my plan was like, kind of get all the stuff done by 8 o'clock, maybe get half an hour of work done, and then we can do that. Right, so, Laura left at about 10:07, meeting at 50:30. I get a phone call at about 10:52. Beth ringing me, who's supposed to be trampolining with Laura. Beth rings and goes, "Have you heard from Laura?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "She texted me at 50:30 saying that she would meet me here, and she's not texted me. I can't get hold of her. She's not answering the phone." I'm like, "Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me, or is this a joke?" Or she's like, no, I haven't. Like, she texted me at 50:30 saying she'd meet me in this car park, and it's now 25:02. She's not turned up. She's not answering the phone. She's not replying to text messages. I don't know what to do." And I'm like, fuck. So my brain is like going fucking haywire, and I'm like, right, I have to figure out what can I do? Like, well, I said, well, I'll try and ring her, but I don't know what I can, like, I don't know what to do. And then Beth's like, "Well, do you want me to come back to you? I'll come back the way she would have driven and come back and pick you up." And I'm like, yes, please. So anyway, she's now driving back to me. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck do I do in this scenario? I don't have a car, Laura's got it. I don't have a bike, they're in the fucking shop. I've got a longboard, not much help. But Beth's on her way down to me, and I'm like, right, okay, ring Laura. Not answering the phone. Okay, leave her an answer phone message. Can you call me back, please? Send her a text message. A couple more missed calls. Not getting through to her. And I'm like, right, okay, fine. So, what could possibly be going on at this precise moment in time? Essentially, Laura doesn't have a phone with her, or she's unable to get to the phone. One of the two. So like in the back, like obviously, like the car's on its roof in a ditch. She's been like sideswiped by someone and she's unconscious. She might be on her way to hospital by now. I don't know. She might have got out of the car when she got there, started walking towards it, and then got fucking attacked or something. I don't fucking know. I'm shitting myself. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm running around the house trying to get like keys and phones and stuff. I'm thinking, who do I know? I text Josh, and I'm like, Josh, are you jiu-jitsu tonight? And he texts me back. He says no. Right, okay, cool. So I've got someone on standby. I know now if I can ring you and say, I fucking need your help. You haven't got an excuse. And I go out the house, and I'm like, no, come back. So I came back in, and I got like halfway up the road because I was going to meet Beth on the road. I'm like fucking panicking my arse off. Come in here, pick up the old Surface, which is was my old computer. Now it's Laura's. And I'm like, well, no, I was looking for my laptop to start with. I was like, I can track her phone. I can like log into Google, use Find My Phone, and figure out where it is. Like when she lost her phone, she left it in the car. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. Looking around for my Surface Book, And then I'm like, wait, no. All I've got to do now, I've got to guess her Google passwords. I don't know her Google passwords. She hardly even knows her own Google passwords. I've got no chance. Bam! She's in on this. And she's never changed the passwords for it. They're all mine. So I can log in. I can log into this because it's my PIN and my password and shit. I log in, she signed in on Chrome, look at her phone, track it, and it's like in the region of where she's supposed to be. Like she's basically there. I don't know whether it's because of how far away I was that the range was so big, or maybe the fact that her settings on the phone are on like low accuracy or whatever, I don't know. But I was like, well, it's in the general vicinity of the trampolining place. I'm like, what the fuck could have happened here? Run out, I've got the Surface in my hand, because I've now basically, all I need to do is connect that to the Wi-Fi and I can just ping her phone to figure out where it is, just in case someone's like run off with it or something, I don't know. Or like it drives off in an ambulance, I don't know. She's not answering it, so how am I supposed to fucking know? Waiting on the road, pacing back and forth. I'm like, do I call the police? Do I like ask if there's been any reported traffic accidents? Or if there's been anything like that? It's like, do I need to go to a hospital instead of here? I don't fucking know. Beth gets there. I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be like, it's no big deal, like trying to play it down, but I'm fucking freaking out inside. Getting there, we're basically driving along the route. I know the route Laura would have gone. Driving down the route, looking for cars in a ditch. And then as we're about like 5 minutes away, phone rings, Laura. She's like, hello? I've got like 10 missed calls. I'm like, yeah, where are you? She goes, I've just come out of the trampolining. So, two things here. Right, I'm like, right, okay, where's the car? She goes, it's here. Okay, we're going, I'll see you there. So like, what do you mean you'll see me there? I'm in the car with Beth. I'll see you there. What happened was, Laura drove to the place where they were, and she was running late because we were running late. She got there at past, she was supposed to be there at past. The car park was full. She checked her phone and she got a text message from Beth saying, oh, we're parked in Sainsbury's. Laura replies to that text, although that reply never reached Beth, saying, oh no, yeah it did, saying, oh, okay, I'll see you, like, I'll basically see you in Sainsbury's car park. Okay. Laura then drives to a car park that isn't Sainsbury's car park, gets out of the car and runs in to do this trampolining thing. Doesn't text Beth to say she's gone in, assumes Beth's in there. So there's mistake number one. Laura should have texted to say, I'm going in, or something. Apparently about 15 minutes into that, she was doing the trampolining thing, she thought Beth was in front of her, then 15 minutes in they had a break and then realised that that wasn't Beth. So there you go. Also her phone's doing that thing where like she's not getting, we can ring it, but she's not getting any text, like she got texts at the end that were dated back, but she wasn't actually receiving them while she was in there. Error number two, Beth, bless Beth, bless her, Beth was in the car park waiting for Laura. She's rung Ben, she's rung her mum, she's rung like fucking everyone, she's rung her mum like, do I need to call Jamie? Like, is that something I should do? Yes. Apparently it didn't occur to her to check inside the place where Laura's supposed to be. Arguably, Laura didn't think to fucking text Beth to say she was going in, but like one of them. And then basically I get there, I'm like fucking hyperventilating, now calming down. I wasn't hyperventilating, but I'm now like calming down, and it took me a while for like my fucking heart rate to drop. And like Laura's having a go at me for overreacting. I'm like, what? Given the information hands, she's like, well, like obviously I was going to be in there. Why wouldn't I be? Like like that's the logical place. I'm like, but if I fucking get a phone call saying I haven't heard from you, I'm expecting to see you, and you're supposed to be somewhere, right? If I get a phone call from someone that you were supposed to meet half an hour ago saying they haven't heard from you from the past 40 minutes, then I'm gonna shit myself, right? It's not gonna occur to me to ask that person if they've checked where you're supposed to be. Like, Beth has just been basically chilling in a car park waiting for Laura, instead of like walking over to the place to see if she'd actually gone inside. That would have been the logical thing to do, but in the fucking moment I didn't ask that. I just assumed, and I bet fucking Beth didn't expect it because of the text message saying that she was going to park
basically, we got our wires crossed. It was like an exciting, very exciting, terrifying for a couple of about an hour. So yeah, that was fun. It's going to be one for storybooks. But yeah, it's no one's fault. It's a case of like just things jumping. I jump to conclusions because of what I feel. I feel like I acted irrationally. I personally think. I think both of those two could have done something to stop this. And I basically did everything. I was like, do I ring Laura's sister? No, she would have rung me, not before Laura's sister. So there's no point calling and getting her stressed. There's no point. I was like, do I call Dad? Will Dad know what to do? Do I need to call like the fire brigade, ambulance? I don't. Fucking. It was a way of a time. I think I acted rationally, and in the case, like, I'm fucking super thankful that it was all over exaggerated and it was massively unnecessary. Yeah. Otherwise, came back. We watched Born to Kill, which was on Channel 4. It was very good. Born to Kill. It's very creepy. But yeah, so we've been enjoying that. Had a chill out with a bit of a cup of tea. Probably needed something a little bit stronger. But no, yeah, had a cup of tea. And then Laura went to bed. I stayed up a little bit to do some programming. Just churning through my project. I've now like created a... I was trying to think of a nice way of like essentially consolidating all of the results from all of the different things into one big results thing. I've decided to go down like a Fluent Builder thing. But yeah, it's awkward because all of the data is obviously coming from different things, and I've essentially separated all of my concerns out so no one knows about everyone else. So basically, at this point, the central hub that's gone, hey, you do that, you do that, you do that, you do that, has now got to pass all of the results to, well, it's got to generate a new object that stores all the results from those objects. So I've now got that builder, got the API, got it all hooked in. I've just got to populate it and flesh it out, basically. I've still got to essentially build the object that is my results. So I've got quite a bit of like just dummy work to get it all through and make sure the object is in like the kind of format that I need it to be in. Otherwise, Graham came out and she's pissed because I reset her house. She keeps like digging all this up and stuff, and then whatever. She just packs her little igloo, like she packs it with stuff, and then you see it, she's like scrumpling up, she moves backwards like this and goes and like shimmies sawdust into it, and then you can see it getting mad at how she can't get much more sawdust in because it's full. She's still like, get in there, you bastard. I'm gonna head off to bed. It's been a roller coaster of a day. It's been an interesting couple of days as well. So yeah, I'm gonna end my video here, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to avoid having to name, by the way, I thought that today was the first, not yesterday. And I was going to end the video yesterday, and then I realised that I'd already fucked it up and I'd already gone over 2 months. I was trying to do the videos so that I wouldn't have to go over 2 months because I've now got to figure out how to name the dates. So, YOLO. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting couple of days ahead still. It's a super busy week. It's go, go, go basically all the way until Sunday. And then we have a chilled week. So come back to find out how that goes. I'll catch you later.